Can you... The question originally... Let me just restate it, because we've been around, as always, on the NHS, a whole range of problems. But the question is, what should the government do about the hemorrhaging, and that's this week's report of nurses?
OK. Firstly, pay them more. It's just as simple as that. Because Margot was right to concede that morale was low in response to those powerful contributions from the floor. Why is morale low? Because people, permanent staff, are on shifts next to agency staff being paid twice what they're being paid. And why are there so many agency staff? Because the government has got its training policy wrong. They were cutting nurse training places a number of years ago. They've scrapped the bursary, as was acknowledged. That is entirely the wrong way to go. So they need to, I would say, restore the bursary. Let me tell you what I'm trying to do in Greater Manchester, because we have devolved responsibility. I want to look at nurse development and training in the context of Brexit and the challenges it might pose. I want to grow more of our own young people to become NHS staff. I'm looking at an idea that if young people commit to the Greater Manchester NHS for 5 years after qualifying, that we might help pay off some of their tuition fees in response, to have a better approach to helping young people come through. But actually, Munira's right. There's a deeper reason here. Why is there so much pressure on nurses? Go back to another layer of the care workforce, social care staff. They are in an even worse position. They do 15-minute slots. They don't get the travel time between the 15 minutes, so they don't even get paid the national minimum wage. Social care in this country is utterly broken. Okay. I tried to fix it as Health Secretary. Since then, there's just been point scoring about it. In my view, and this again is what we're trying to do in Greater Manchester, it is time for social care fully to come within the public National Health Service. One service. In this 70th anniversary year, that is the way to renew the National Health Service for the century of the ageing society. One service covering people's physical, mental and social needs. And if you want one example where outsourcing really has seen the worst kind of capitalism, it is in social care, where older people have seen services utterly slashed, and there's been profiteering on the backs of the most vulnerable people in our society.
Okay. Quick if you would, because we're coming towards the end.
What I don't understand is there is so much public support to put more money into our NHS, to pay our nurses more, to support our nurses and reinstall the bursary programme. Because if you're going to be a nurse and you're going to qualify earning less than £30,000 a year, but you ended up in so much debt with such high interest rates to pay, why would you do it? It doesn't make any sense. And I wonder if, you know, the Conservative government that we have is ideologically making the NHS, underfunding it, so then they can make the argument for privatisation.
Margot, you'll have to be, Margot, you have to be very brief in your answer.
I'm very sorry there's such enthusiasm for what you've said, because it is utterly untrue. I'm sorry. I've been accused of wanting to set the NHS up to fail so that we can privatise it. Nothing could be further from the truth. No, I am not a liar. I have spent time volunteering in the NHS over 4 or 5 years. I am not a liar. I believe in the NHS, and so does my government. And we do put more money into it. We put an extra 3. I'm sorry. I'm going to carry on answering this question.
All right, let her finish. We are ending the programme. Just the last
We have
sentence
put an extra £3.5 billion in at the last budget. We've increased the NHS budget every year since we got into office. I do accept there's more demographic pressures on it. I do accept that. That is true, but it is not true to say that we do not invest in the NHS, and it is an utter lie to say that we don't believe in it, because we do.
Thank you very much. Our hour is up.